Welcome to the Raising Confident Girls podcast, your guide to raising strong, confident daughters. I'm Melissa Jones, the founder of Girls Positivity Club and a teacher for over 20 years. In a world where girls often feel overwhelmed, anxious, and confused, this podcast is your go-to space. As caregivers, we navigate challenges together. I founded Girls Positivity Club to provide a place where you belong and get the tools to face today's hurdles. Consider this your regular check-in with a trusted friend, offering insights and practical tips for meaningful conversations. I'm here to help you feel confident on this journey of raising a generation of empowered girls. Let's dive in and raise those confident girls together. Hey everybody, it's Melissa and welcome to Pep Talk Friday. This one is for the parent who feels an urge to fix the feelings the moment it shows up. And believe me, I've been there so many times. When your daughter says something hard, something self-critical, something discouraged, something heavy, and you immediately want to say something that makes it better, it's not wrong. And I want you to know that that instinct comes from love, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't say something comforting and encouraging. But here's the truth that can feel relieving also for her to hear. You don't have to talk her out of how she feels to support her. Feelings don't need convincing, they need space. And when we rush to fix it, because I've been there so many times, like I said, there's this panic inside of you that you can feel, especially when she's being extra critical on herself, hard on herself, or she's really just struggling with something. When we rush to fix, what a girl often hears is, this feeling isn't okay. Even when it's not what we mean at all. Support doesn't always sound like answers. Sometimes it sounds like staying. Staying present, staying calm, staying connected, even when the feeling doesn't resolve quickly. Your daughter isn't asking you to erase her emotions. She's asking, can I have this feeling and still be loved? Even though that's not what she's going to say out loud. When you don't rush her out of it and you just let her process through it and vent and say all the things she's feeling without trying to talk her out of it, you teach her something powerful. And it doesn't mean you agree with what she's saying, but you are teaching her, I can feel hard things and stay connected. That's emotional safety, that's trust, and that's what allows confidence to grow underneath the feeling. And I see this so many times with, parents can often panic, especially when a feeling kind of comes out of nowhere and you're like, that's not true. Like, when she suddenly says that she's not good at something anymore, or when she says she's being kicked out of a friend group, or she says that she doesn't love her body, she hates the way she looks, or when she says that she's dumb and she doesn't even know why she tries at school because nothing works out, or whatever the case would be. It can bring up these big emotions or discouraging thoughts or comparison that you wish you could take away, especially if they try out for a team and they don't make it, or they try out for a play and they don't get the part that they wanted. Maybe they made the play, but they get the second or third choice, or maybe even, another, like a last choice part in the play. And they had been looking forward so much to it and practicing so hard, and you want to just find out, like, why wasn't she picked, or why is she doubting herself when she's just as good as those other girls at whatever the case would be, or she deserves to have friends that don't give up on her, or especially because I see this with a lot of friendships where there's a new dynamic in it, or one of the girls starts to want to make all the decisions for the group. And maybe there's still a nice group of girls, but they're starting to really do things that are not what your daughter's into anymore. And this doesn't have to be anything negative. It could be maybe they all join a certain team or club or activity, and your daughter really isn't interested in that. And it's starting to cause this kind of comparison of they have all these other stories to talk about. And maybe there's a new kid in class and her friend is starting to hang out with that person more, and she's comparing herself to that new person and thinking like, why is this happening? And why does she not want to hang out with me as much? Did I do something wrong? Is there something wrong with me? And a lot of times, girls will start to feel like the hard thing is that they think something is wrong with them. If they're not as good at something, or it takes them more time to get it, or it's, one of those things that they can't logically explain why it's happening. And they look at some other person having it all together, or a perfect life, or whatever that would be. And that can create a lot of big emotions. And, you don't have to talk her out of that feeling or say to her that it's not true, even though it's not true. You can say, you can pair it with something like, I've seen you work so hard at this, and everybody has this happen at some point in their life. And I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. But just know that you are always safe to talk about how you're really feeling about something, or ask for help if you need help in some way, or if you just need me to listen. I'm here for that too. And no matter what you decide or what you're feeling, just know that I am that person for you who will always be cheering you on. And I will always get you help if you need extra help, or I will always, whatever it is, we can try this or we can try that. But be really careful and just know that it's also okay if you are not fixing it in that moment, because you are doing something very important. You are being that person that she can come to when she just needs to tell you what she's feeling the comparison about. And you can have a good conversation about it. You don't have to tell her she's wrong, even though you may feel it in your bones that she is wrong. You can just tell yourself even that this is something that allows her confidence to grow underneath, by being that person to reassure her that you are a person that she can talk to about it. You are here to support her no matter what. And when comparison creeps in, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with her. It can mean a lot of different things. It can mean, like I said, that she is looking for that place to belong. She's looking for that reassurance that she isn't on the wrong path, or that her effort isn't wasted. Like, things happen not overnight, but over time. And sometimes that's the hardest part as a parent, is watching our girls have to wait for something to click, or have to go through something hard with comparing themselves to another friend, or to wonder like, why is this harder for me than it is for her? Or why are they sitting with this person and not me? And so I just want to remind you that if today, or if any time, has brought big emotions or discouraging thoughts or comparison you wish you could take away, let yourself off the hook from fixing it, because your presence matters more than your words. And being with her in that feeling is exactly what helps her move through it. And that doesn't mean that you never fix. It just means that you open that door and you keep reassuring her and keep being that person who is her warm adult, and reassuring her that confidence is something that everyone faces, everyone goes through. And that old saying, comparison is the thief of joy. Just reminding her that she doesn't have to keep searching for that one thing, or keep spending time around that person who's making her feel that comparison. There are also things that, you can support her in if she wants your support. And sometimes just offering that is more powerful than you think. I'm rooting for you. I'm always right here beside you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining another empowering episode of the Raising Confident Girls podcast. Share today's insights with caregivers and friends, building beautiful relationships with strong girls. Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. We're not just a podcast, we're a community. Follow Girls Positivity Club on social media for more empowering content on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. This podcast empowers you, supporting incredible girls. Let's create strong, beautiful relationships with the girls in our lives. I appreciate you listening today. Stay confident, stay connected. Until next time, keep raising those confident girls. You've got this.